Hi everyone, another update for you. So this week we've finished all our maintenance. This is our last big one of the year. So we got all the greens deep timed on Monday and Tuesday. We've got around about 20 tonne of sand in across all the greens, and that will make a big difference to the how well they deal with water going forwards. I'll do a little bit at the end of this video with some pictures that I'll show you basically why we're doing what we're doing and how what we're doing is making a big difference to underneath the surface, and we'll continue to do that moving forward. So yeah, we got, let's say, big holes in there, 20 tonne of sand in behind them. We'll top them up with a little bit more sand on Monday, Tuesday probably, because it's gone in really nicely. A little bit of rain we had earlier in the week sort of washed it in beautifully. We cut the greens this morning. We've managed to keep them rolling pretty decently through this whole maintenance period. The idea is that yes, we need to do maintenance, but at the same time I appreciate that you all still want to play the course as much as possible, so it's making sure this works for both of us. I've got to get it done and you guys want to play, so let's say I'm happy with the feedback I've had from people who have played afterwards, saying that they're pretty happy with how it's been rolling, and you know, just how it was playing straight after we'd done maintenance, so I'm pleased with that. Boys have worked very hard in making sure that we can do these things. Yeah, so with that in mind, I'd say we'll get the dressing on, a little bit more dressing on the greens early next week, and then that will be that for this time of year. If an opportunity presents itself later in the year, we need some, I might put some on, but would very much doubt we'll be doing any dressing or anything like that through until late January, February. Sometimes you get a week around then that you can actually squeeze some in. So we'll see what we do. We might bring our spring maintenance forward, so it's by the time we get to the season we've already done it and we're well ahead of time. That doesn't mean to say I'm not going to aerate the greens between now and that time. It just means you don't generally tend to put loads of sand on afterwards, because it just stifles the surface and it won't be able to push through, and then that leads to more disease on the surface and, you know, a playing surface that's really not what we want. So yeah, now we've completed them, we'll move on to tees and approaches. We've already got some sand going out in these areas. Again, this is just to sort of help them get through this time of year. We've got a lot of wear with lack of growth, because you go through November, December, January, this bit's going geeky. We have a thing called growth potential. So during the season your growth potential is obviously quite high, it's all in percentages, so we're up to about, you know, 80s, 90s in good conditions. Then during this time of year we can drop all the way down to about pretty much zero, to be honest. So say last Friday morning when it was like 2 degrees, our potential was around about 3%, and then midweek this week where we had 20 degrees on Wednesday and some rain, our growth potential was up in the 80s. So we time these things around these things, but generally going through November, December, January, early February, there's very much no potential for growth. So like I say, we tend to stop throwing as much sand on things as we can. So yeah, with that in mind, obviously we're going to put some traffic control areas out going forwards, just to help some areas where there's a lot of high wear, where you walk off of green, stuff like that. Try not to put loads of rope everywhere. I want to make sure that we can, for us it works better having not loads out there, and obviously for you guys it's nicer to play without loads of rope. So I'm going to try putting some white dashed lines in front of certain greens that will make, you know, just I'd like you to keep your trolleys and any buggies that are available out of those areas, so that we can keep those areas neat and tidy around the greens and just stop all the wear around those areas. If you're carrying, you can go wherever you want, but also with people respecting those lines and the rope and keeping outside of it, we can keep trolleys on for as long as we possibly can. I'm really not the kind of person that tries to take trolleys off as soon as I can. I prefer to have them out as long as possible. So like I say, if we all work together we can keep them out for as, we'll see how we go. I don't know what the weather's going to do. I wish I did, but yeah. So yeah, we've got a few projects we're starting now. We've got a 7th steps and 13th ditch crossing. We've got to work on those in the next couple of weeks, and then there'll be more projects which we're just firming up the finer details of these, and then when they're all ready we will tell you as what we're going to be doing as we're going to be doing them. Yeah, like I say, I'll be doing just after this little bit there'll be a picture video just showing you know what we did to the greens and why we did it, and like the effect is already having underneath the surface. Okay, take care, speak to you soon, cheers, bye. So on Monday we got the tractor mounted spiker out and deep tined the greens to 8 inches. Before we'd done that, we heavy dress the greens so that the tiner pushes the sand down to the bottom of the holes. Then it was dragged, rolled, and then cut, and that left a nice clean surface. As you can see from this picture, this is the reasons we have to do what we're doing. The black that you can see in this core shouldn't be there. It should be a nice lighter brown colour you can sort of see at the bottom of the actual core itself. And it's that black layer is basically dead, dying organic matter that builds up a level, and that's why the greens go as squidgy as they do at certain times of the year. And also, it just the roots aren't being maintained as well. It's the turf itself isn't as happy as it possibly could be because of this black layer, and that will lead to long-term problems if we do not solve it. But the greens will just constantly be wet. They will not react how we want them to, and will be the time of through the year that they actually are as playable as we want them will be reduce because of that stuff underneath the surface. So to get rid of it, we are, as you can see, we've been tining into them. That sand there is not from the one we've just done, that is from a previous one, but you can see that the last time we did that would have been July, and that is still sitting in that surface beautifully, keeping a channel open. Inside that channel the roots will move down. Those roots moving down will help the surface. As you know, you get the air in there, the roots, happier roots go down further, means they don't need as much water to survive because they're finding it further down, and then they can deal a lot more with the winter time because the water's got somewhere to go through those channels and away from the surface. We're just keeping it away from the surface, and that keeps the surface as dry as possible. So yeah, as you can see, we're making an impact. It's going to take, this isn't a quick fix, it's going to take a while, but we are making inroads, and yeah, very happy with how things are going. We've just got to continue doing this. As you can see from the last picture there, this is how the greens were left. So this is the next day when I was spraying them with a fungicide. So like I say, as you can see, the sand's all gone in really well after a little bit of rain we'd had the night before. Very playable, very puttable, and like I say, we'll continue to move forward. We can get these greens as good as possible, and we'll keep rolling that out on other areas too, like the tees and approaches, to get them as strong as possible. And we will, this place is going to be keep moving forward and really keep punching, and we're going to get an amazing surfaces. Right, thank you for your patience. Take care. Bye.